Hey, BassGeek here, and today we're going to talk about every rod and reel that I caught a bass on. This is the 2022 Buyer's Guide for Combos. What is going on, geeks? Hey, I want to say thank you. I know the year's not over. I know we still got a couple of months, but I want to say thank you. This has been the most incredible year of my life when it comes to the whole YouTube and social media thing. It's just been off the charts. You talk about a rebound from the year before, you know, with COVID and building the house and everything else that goes along with that. Man, 2022 has been incredible. Like I always say, it's got nothing to do with me. It's got everything to do with you guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. I mean, heck, you guys even started the 100% watch squad. That's pretty incredible. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. And like I always say, watching is the best way to support the channel. The Buyer's Guide, we're going to talk about all kinds of rods and reels. We're going to put links in the description. There will be some links to Tackle Warehouse, which also helps the channel. So if you're going to buy from Tackle Warehouse anyway, it doesn't cost you a single thing extra. That's also another great way to support the channel. But all that being said, let's jump in to the 2022 BassGeek Buyer's Guide. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the Buyer's Guide, the rod and reel combos. We're going to start at the top of the water column. We're going to work our way down. I mean, you guys know if there's a topwater bite to be had, I'm gonna have it. Topwater number one is absolutely gonna be my Buzzbait Combo. This was actually sent in by one of you guys because I fell overboard on Big Cherry Reservoir, a lake I grew up on. This is a Sticks. It is a number 5. This thing is actually pretty long. It is a 7'4" medium heavy. This is their surface stick. And that's what I love about it. It's a 7'4" with a buzzbait. What that allows me to do is go ahead and pull that bait and have it on surface before I ever touch the reel handle. Now, some of this stuff will actually be discontinued or updated. So in the description below, if you want to get it, I'll give you the newest version of this. And this is the Daiwa Tatula CT. Okay, this is an 8-1-1, and that means once I get this buzzbait going, it's going. How many of you was like me and hoping that something was going to come up out of that tree? Next is actually another Sticks rod. This is the number 3. So the number 3, this is a hybrid stick. This rod can cast some light baits, and I've coupled it with the SLX DC because I love to throw my Rico poppers. I love to throw this little bait when they're busting, when they're chasing. You can throw this little bait out there. This thing with the DC just casts a mile, and so easily. For you guys that are having problems learning how to cast a bait caster, spend a little money, get the SLX DC. Next on the list, I've actually got a soft jerkbait tied on this right now, but that's the beauty of this combo. It can do so many things. I actually use this as my floating worm combo. So anytime I get around stuff like that back there, I'm going to use this bad boy. This is the KLX from Kistler. Guys, they make an incredible rod. This rod is actually a 7-foot light, medium heavy. Yeah, it's crazy, but this is actually what they call their weightless worm, Senko, and fluke rod. And let me tell you, it does it beautifully. Probably the combo of the year for me that I bought this year. Hands down, combo of the year. And I couple it with the Lew's Custom Pro. This little reel right here can cast light baits a mile. Man, you talk about skipping floating worms up into brush and being able to get them out. You still got enough backbone to pull those bass out of those lighter brush piles. And this is a 6-8 to 1. You'll notice in Lew's is one of the only companies that do this 6-8 speed. And I'm telling you, for top waters, jerk baits, floating worms, anything you're twitching, for me, this is an incredible speed. Next on the list, this is my light walking bait. So I'm gonna throw like my Head and Boyos, my Spook Juniors, you know, just the smaller size walking baits on this rod. So it's gotta be, you know, a little bit softer to get a lot longer cast. And let me tell you, again, this combo does it. Now, here's the bad news. The bad news is this rod has been discontinued by Okuma. What are you doing to me, Okuma? Sorry, but the Helios SX is gone. But the good news is I do have a very comparable, oh, look at that. And we get one while we're doing it. Oh. Oh, dang it, he come off. Anyway, that was my fault, I was forfeiting. But great example of the rod here. And I hate to lose this rod. It is a great rod, but this is an Okuma Helios SX. I will put in the description. I found a TFO rod that is just as good, if not better. And this is a medium heavy. It's a 7'3", so I can get some great cast, but it is a medium heavy 7'3" fast action. And again, coupled up, I told you, 6/8-1, Lew's Custom Pro, such a great profile to be able to hold. Can't believe I lost that. It was a good smallmouth. I know you didn't get to see it. So next, yep, we're still in topwater, guys. Listen, I told you, if I can catch them on topwater, I will catch them on topwater. This is an Okuma rod that has not been discontinued. This is the Psycho Stick. This is probably one of my favorite series by Okuma, the Psycho Stick. I love so much about it, from the grips to the nut. It's just a well-built rod, beautiful rod. And this one I've simply got comboed with a Lew's LFS. So like $100 rod, this rod, or reel, this rod is way more expensive. But you know, you don't have to put expensive combos together. Sometimes it's all about the right combo to do the right job, and it's not based on price. This reel will cast the heavier walking baits, like your sexy dogs, your, you know, spooks, your super spooks, whatever you want to call them. This rod will cast them, and this reel will cast them as far as you ever want to cast them. Now, this rod is a 7'2". So it is a 7'2" Psycho Stick. It is a medium fast action. It can handle like 1/8 to 5/8 of an ounce. Again, I love this for anything that I'm walking, twitching, just, you know, imparting a lot of action to. 6/8-1. Such a overlooked reel speed. Great little reel. Okay, so now we move out of topwater and we move more towards suspending type baits. This is a rod and reel combo that you guys have seen me, if you've watched the channel for a long time, you have seen me catch a lot of fish on this combo. You have seen me use and talk about this combo quite a bit. I've had it for a while. This is a Fitzgerald 7-foot medium fast action. It's got great tip. It casts these jerk baits I like to throw a mile. Again, you'll see comboed it with a Lew's Custom Pro 6/8-1. Remember, twitch, 6/8-1. That is the way I go. And I'm telling you, if you want a reel that's just going to cast forever, that's really it. And yes, I do carry 2 jerkbait combos with me. This combo can really kind of do it all. If I had to pick one that could do it all, it would absolutely be this one. Again, This, it's a little bit of a higher end combo too, so saying that. This is a Psycho stick by Akuma. This is again a 7.2. It's a medium fast action, but it's got some great tip. It can throw the lighter jerk baits, and I think one of the reasons why I can throw the lighter jerk baits is because I've paired it with an Akuma Hakai. So the Hakai, now Akuma doesn't have a 6.8. Most companies don't. So I did put this on a 7, 3-1. A little fast for my liking, but so far it's worked out and I've been able to adapt. But the Hakai, I will have to say, has really impressed me with its ability to cast baits for distance. Especially a light bait like that. Now next, these can be bottom baits or they can be middle of the water column baits. Oh, he's coming across there. Oh. Boy, I just got diggy again. I've been out there on the main lake and in all these creeks trying to catch fish, and I'm getting all kinds of bites in this creek that I didn't think it was gonna be nothing in. Well, let's talk about this. Okay, so this is my underspin rod. Guys, I'm telling you, 90% of the time, if I go out and you go out with me, I'm probably gonna put this rod in your hand. Simply because I have so much confidence in it. You can ask Jeremy. We catch so many fish on this combo. This is a suppressor by Old 18, and it's really an incredible rod. Very well put together. This is a 7'3", medium heavy, fast action. This is a lose, and here's the bad part. This reel is discontinued. I love this reel. This is the BB1 Pro, and I loved it because it had a good wide spool. Now they've got the BB1 Pro, the new version, not quite the spool, but it still does the job. I've got a couple of them too. I always go slow with my swim baits. So this is 6-4-1. For me, a swim bait, it's 6'3", 6'4". That's the go-to speed. Now again, don't forget, I will put the alternative to this, and the alternative is the new BB1 Pro. So swim bait rods, again, this is going to be another good combo. I use it for my heavier swim baits, my ledge swim baits. Let me get us off these rocks. And again, this was the Mark Rose Signature Series ledge rod from Lew's for swim baits. I have caught a ton. This is a great rod. If you've seen the Topwater video where I knocked a rod over, it's this rod. So thank God this floated this rod. Long handle floated this rod because it ain't a cheap rod. I will throw in a comparable rod and reel or rod for this, because also the reel is a BB1 Pro, but it's the old model. So the new BB1 Pro will do just fine. Again, 6'4" and this is a 7'6". I like anywhere between a 7'3", again, 7'6", medium heavy, fast action to a heavy fast action, because you're throwing bigger swim baits, you're gonna be throwing some heavier heads. So, but you want good tip. That's the reason I like this rod. All right, so let's talk about the big baits. One of my favorites, the Alabama Rig. Now this combo, again, I've had for a very long time. They do still make the rod. I think they call it something else. Again, the links will be, and I'll tell you, a rig rod, this, that, or the other in the description. But this is a custom pro. So this is a medium heavy, moderate fast action. So a little bit soft, you can cast an A-rig a mile. This is what I call my light or my small A-rig rod. For you guys just starting out, I would highly recommend a 5-speed reel. Me, I use the same exact reel that I use for my swim baits, and this is the BB1 Pro, and again, 6.3 to 1. You guys that are first learning, especially in cold water, I would highly recommend the 5-speed, but a 6.4, sorry, not 6.3, 6.4 to 1 reel. This is my flipping rod. So this is a Dixie Custom Rods. This is a meat stick. I have had this for a few years now. It is a 7'7", heavy with a fast tip. Perfect for flipping the type of stuff that I flip, which is, you know, lay down, stuff like this right here. Not really grass mats, but the timber, the lay downs, the blow downs, whatever you want to call them, is the stuff that I like to flip. This is the new Pro SP. So this is the shallow spool, flipping, pitching, skipping reel from Lew's. And this is an 8.3 to 1. It is an SLP body style series. Man, this thing is incredible. If you can get your hands on them. Hopefully they're getting a few more out right now. But this thing is incredible. It is the only one I've been able to get a hold of. This is a combo that I love. It's just such great feel. It works well for me. It's the right length, action, and I can go flipping all day with this bad boy. So this is basically my casting jig rod. So like, if I want to take a rod and just do some, you know, kind of open flipping, maybe some light stuff, you know, this is the rod that I'm going to use. This is a rod that for me, flipping a jig isn't just for flipping and pitching, but I like to fish a jig, much in the same way that you would fish a Texas rig. I will fish a jig. Now, that being said, you know, generally I'm going to throw 3/8, half ounce, and that's what's great about this rod. This rod is a 7'6", heavy, but it can handle a 1/4 ounce all the way up to an ounce. So I can throw, you know, some good 3/4 ounce football head jigs on this too, and really drag them on the bottom in deeper water during the summertime. Again, a Kuma Psycho stick, you know, great looking rod. Sorry about the wind, guys. Hopefully it's not that bad. 7'5". I'm sorry, I think I said 7'6". 7'5". And this is a reel that is also discontinued. Another great reel, the Helios SX, great reel by Akuma. I will put a comparable reel in the description that will do the job. And this is an 8.1 to 1. Those bottom bouncers, as long as you're not in heavy mats, those higher speeds are perfect. Okay, so next up is my worm rod. Now, you guys have seen me use this for everything from, you know, the free rig to just Texas rigging like I'm doing right now. It's great for, you know, a little bit of cover. It's a great brush pile combo. You know, if you're putting that Texas rig down into some brush, into some rocks, you know, that sort of thing. You're dragging it, you're hopping it, and it's actually a jig and worm rod. So you could actually use this as a jig rod too. This is an extremely versatile rod. You can do a ton, as a spider was climbing up me, you can do a ton of stuff with this. It is an Akuma Tournament Concepts. It is a 7-foot heavy, fast action. But guys, as you can see, I mean, I can cast one-handed a pretty good cast with a, I think that's like a 1/4 ounce weight on a Zoom trick worm. Now, all that being said, I've got it coupled. Believe it or not, this used to be my flipping reel. This is a Lew's LFS. Man, this thing is old. I can't even tell you how old it is, but as you can tell, it has seen some days. Caught a ton of fish. Was a great flipping reel. Would I recommend using an LFS as a flipping reel? Maybe not, but this is a 7.5 to 1. Now we jump into our spinning reels. And guys, just to be honest with you, I don't throw a whole lot of Topwater on spinning rods. There's 1 or 2 exceptions. Those are for completely different videos. But this is something that I absolutely throw on a spinning reel. And it's probably one of my favorite things in the world to throw and catch fish on, and that is a Spybait by Duo Realis. Now, all that being said, we're not talking about the baits that I caught fish on this year. We are talking about the rod and reel combos. This is another Dixie Custom. This is actually their 3B, their tight lining rod, but I don't use it for that. I actually use it for the Spybait. Now, it is a, pretty standard. It's a 7.4 medium, moderate, fast tip, which is perfect for throwing light line. I throw mine on 6 to 8 pound line. So that is perfect for throwing these small trebles, not ripping the fish loose. It really helps land the fish on these tiny little treble hooks. I pair that with a Lew's Speed Spin. This is a 30 series. I think it's a lower 6'1", 6'2", something like that, which is what you'll pretty much predominantly find. But this is a great combo for the Spybait, and really a lot of other things. So this combo really is my go-to. 90% of my combos when it comes to spinning combos are this combo for everything. And it may not even be in this particular combo, but it's this setup: reel, speed, rod action, this sort of thing. And this really is my favorite. This is a Lew's Custom Pro reel, kind of their top of the line. I think it retails for $125, $130. Metal through and through, you get no flex. It's great, smooth as silk. And this is the tournament concept from Akuma. It is a 7-foot medium fast action. 7-foot medium fast action really is pretty much what 90% of my spinning combos are, realistically. There's a bigger variation in line for me on spinning combos than the rod. This rod, if I had to tell you, get one rod when it comes to spinning rods to do anything, it's going to be this one. All right, guys, last but not least. Now listen, I know there's a lot of stuff out there. You guys are going to talk about frogs. I don't throw a frog that much. I don't have grass. I do have a frog rod, but there's no grass in the lakes I fish. Spinnerbait rods. Didn't throw spinnerbait much this year. A lot of times I'll throw swim baits instead of spinnerbaits, and A-rigs instead of spinnerbaits. So didn't throw it a whole lot this year. Really didn't crank that much. Didn't throw a whole lot of hard baits this year for whatever reason. Kind of slowed down this year. Anyway, all that being said, last but not least, my Damiki / drop shot rod and reel combo. You guys have seen me. I have talked about this. I've taken this to seminars I've done. This is a combo that I love, and one of the biggest reasons why I love it for Damiki is it's an extra fast action. So when you're out there deep and you hit a smallmouth 40, 50, 60, 80 feet down, and they come up and you're trying to catch up, even with a high-speed spinning reel, which again is in the 6s, I don't really remember, that rod, you want that rod to not get behind that smallmouth and give them slack. So that extra fast is going to get up there, and it's going to allow you to lift and keep up with that bass as he's coming up. Tiny hooks, guys, they'll fall right out on these heads. So this is a Lew's custom speed stick. It is a medium light extra fast action. This is my go-to drop shot. This is my go-to Damiki Rig Combo. It just works. So that is my top producing rods and reel combos for 2022. Guys, if you're interested, make sure you go hit those links down there. It'll take you to Tackle Warehouse. It does help the channel out. Don't cost you a dime. Hey, even if you're not going to buy anything that we put in this video, use those links anyway. If you're going to shop from Tackle Warehouse, it helps us out. But overall, just be part of that 100% watch squad. That's really the best way to support the channel. Helps the algorithm pick us up, helps watch time, helps the channel grow, and get pushed out there to more geeks like me and you. Now, as always, questions, comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk fishing with you. Tell me what your favorite new combo is that you picked up in 2022. Your favorite combo that you bought in 2022. Other than that, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. Watching is the best way to support. And as always, you guys rock.